my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie. This is Jackie Does Keto, and it is Sunday, Super Sunday, yay! And to all my American friends who celebrate or are celebrating July the 4th weekend, hope you're having a lovely time, drinking lots of keto beer and keto wings and all those lovely things and keto barbecue stuff. And to all our British friends, the pubs have opened again, so if you've had a toddle down the pub and had a little tipple, I hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning hangover. I did not. We did not. We're not really pub drinkers, so we stayed at home and played Xbox. So anyway, Sunday is always for me my meal prepping day. Got quite a lot on the schedule. Some of it's fiddly, some of it's not. So I'm going to get on now with getting everything ready. I've just done my half an hour of exercise on a Sunday. I don't usually work out the weekend, but I'm trying to make a new habit. So I'm a bit sweaty. I've got laundry to get done, housework to get finished, and get all this stuff cooking. I'll flip you guys around and show you what I'm cooking and what's on the menu for the week. This is my to-do list. It looks silly, but you know, I forget stuff. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 things I'm hoping to get done today. Obviously just making a load of jelly pots, going to get that done, dusted out the door first. I'm doing a beef dish today. I went to Aldi during the week, and if you saw my grocery haul video, which is a couple of videos before this, you would have seen that. So I'm going to make slow cooker Mongolian beef. All the recipes I'm going to cook today will be linked in the doobly-doo below, so you can take a look and have a go yourself, because on this printout she didn't put her channel name, her blog address. It's alldayidreamaboutfood.com, I think it is, but I'll link it below. So I'm doing slow cooker Mongolian beef, so it's a bit of a dump and go kind of situation. Now, because I adjusted the recipe to be 3 servings rather than, I think it would come up as 4, the measurements are really strange, so I'm going to have to kind of guess some of that. I'll put it all into my fitness pal regardless, but that will be hopefully 3 dinners for the week. I'm also making some soup, which I've printed out again, and this one is from Keto Diet app, which is one of my favourites. It's actually chicken and mushroom, but I'm going to adapt it because I don't like mushrooms, if I'm honest. And I've got some asparagus to get rid of and some celery to finish off. So I'm going to make mine a chicken asparagus celery soup instead, with cream in it, of course. I'm just going to make some eggs, some bagels, and hopefully some more of those fat bombs, just to pop them in the freezer. And yeah, and that's it. I'm going to get cracking on all this, get some laundry in as well. And this is all my defrosted stuff from last night. And I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to get this Mongolian beef in my slow cooker. The recipe calls for flank steak or sirloin. I just got this beef that I got from Aldi, so it might take a little longer. So I'm just going to basically go for these. So the measurements are a bit off. Jumps between cups, teaspoons, and then obviously it tells you it's 4 grams of net carbs, so it's a bit over the place, so I'm going to have to guess. So I'm going to make up basically the sauce first, and then you add that into the meat, you cook it up, you blend it together, and then you just cook it. I did buy some brown sweetener as well, which I think would be interesting to try. I've never had that before. So I'm going to get all the stuff in, throw it on. I think it gives a guideline of 2 to 3 hours, but as it's a little bit chunky, I'm going to probably put it into there for about 5, see how it goes. I'm expecting this to be a little quite wet, at the end of it quite soupy, and at the end you do put in a thickener of your preference, a glucosamine or xanthan gum, which I have got, so I'm going to be doing that at the end just to give it a nice thickness. Hopefully I'm aiming to get 3 portions out of this, but it does spit out a lot of water, the meat, so we'll see how we go. I'm going to get this put together and thrown in, and then move on to the next job. And I've got phase 1 of my fat bombs going in. This is 3-layer fat bombs, so you have to sort of cook, let cool, freeze, and then do each step. So I'm going to do double batch this week. This will give me like a month's worth of fat bombs, which is helpful. I've also got my jelly just cooling off as well. Yeah, I'm going to throw these in now. This is like the biscuit base, and there'll be a caramel layer in the middle, and then a chocolate on top. I've had a few people ask me about this recipe, so if you guys want a dedicated recipe video on these going real slow, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to throw these in and get these really golden, and I think move on to the bagels. Now I'm going to be making a basic Fathead dough bagels. Fathead dough is very popular, you see it everywhere. This recipe is just a basic one. I'm going to make them into shapes of bagels so that I can have those in the week. You can actually freeze these, they freeze very good. Now what you should have is almond flour, baking soda or baking powder, an egg, sour cream cheese, and then grated mozzarella. I'll leave a link to a good recipe below, which is the one that I follow in the box. Now what you should be using is grated mozzarella. It is very hard to get on the block hard mozzarella to grate yourself here in the UK. You can get it pre-grated, but because of the potato starches or rice starch, it is quite high in carbs. So I'm going to experiment today with grated cheddar. I imagine, because there's no elasticity in this, and there's a stronger, cheesier flavour than mozzarella, it's going to be a little bit different. But until I experiment, I have no idea how it's going to turn out. So I'm just going to follow the recipe. In this particular recipe, it says to break it into sixths, into little balls, and then gradually roll them out into like sausages, and then bend them round to make your bagels. I'm cheating a little bit. I've got a donut mould. It's technically a donut mould, but it's perfectly fine for bagels as well. So I'm just going to mix it up. Follow the instructions. Pop it in there and put it in the oven and see how it goes. Well, this is the dough using cheddar, and it's much less stringy, much squidgier. So I'm not holding out much hope, but I am going to divide it up into the sixth. It's not. I think it's much sort of squid-like softer, so it's not going to be so easy to roll. So I'm going to do my best to just push it into the moulds and just do my very best. It's going to rise, which will help, but I'm going to put these in the oven for about 50 minutes and see how they go. And the last thing I'm cooking today is this easy keto chicken and mushroom soup. However, I don't like mushrooms, and I've got some asparagus in my fridge and some celery that's looking very questionable. So I'm going to be using up that. Also, it asks for a shallot, which I haven't got, but I've got half a spare onion kicking about. So basically, fry my chicken off with some garlic and the shallots or onion, and then add in the other ingredients, some stock, bring it to boil, and then at the end stir in some cream. I've got some cream that I've previously frozen that's gone nice and chunky. I've done a video about de-chunking it, but there wasn't much point because I was cooking with it today with my fat bombs and this. This is going to make 4 servings. I'd like it to make 5 for lunches next week, but we'll see how we go. And then at the end, they recommend stirring some xanthan gum to thicken it, which I probably will. Or you can use glucosamine, I can't pronounce it, konjac, the base of the stuff that konjac noodles are made out of. So I'm going to get cooking and put all this into my Fitness Pal, see what I can get out of it, and get some soups for lunches. And that's all of the veggies and the chicken in there. I've added some thyme and some oregano, and salt and pepper. I'm going to leave this to simmer for about 15-20 minutes, just to make sure those vegetables are thoroughly cooked. Then I'm going to stir in the cream, and then just look at the thickness. Does it need some xanthan gum in there? And to make it nice and thick, we'll take a look, and then boil it up. Now this Mongolian beef is now finished. It looks good actually, and it smells great. Now what it says to do is to take some of the juices out, put it into a bowl, mix the xanthan gum in, and then till it whisks okay, and then to put it back in and mix it in. But I'm actually going to do the reverse. I'm going to take all the meat out and then put the xanthan gum into the sauce, and then get the sauce looking nice and thick, glossy, and then put the meat back in. So yeah, it looks lovely. It smells gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to noshing this. Now the soup is done. I would say I wanted to add more cream into it. I had some cream left over. I thought, what the hell, make it more luxurious. And I've put that xanthan gum in it to make it the nice thickness that I wanted. I've tasted it and it is so nice. It's really tasty. And I also got these from Amazon, these soup pouches. I mean, look at the tiny neck. What could possibly go wrong with me getting the soup in there? So I think I'm going to put this into a jug and try and get my 5 portions as best as I can. Now, a fifth of this recipe, because it's a high fat content with cream and a ghee, was at 370 calories, but only 2.3 carbs. Mine was quite different from the recipe general. It was made for 4 rather than 5. And there we go. I've got to say, this is pretty much a banger for me this week. Absolutely chuffed to bits. I've just got some eggs for the week for snacking on. I've got those cheddar cheese bagels. One is missing because I thought I'd try one for lunch, just see how it compared. And it was actually, I wasn't mad about it. It was pretty good. Obviously much stronger cheesy taste to be expected, but that doesn't bother you, and you can only get hold of cheddar. Use cheddar. Definitely use cheddar. So yeah, this might be the way to go. We've got some burgers in the freezer. I might make burgers. Beef burgers, so they're awesome. I think they work out to be about 3 carbs each, if I remember rightly. Now the same dough you can use for pizza bases, or garlic bread balls, or anything at all you want to use it for. So just like you would normally do a bread. So definitely worth checking out. Consider using cheddar or anything else you can get your hand on that's, you know, easy to get hold of and cheap, which is my criteria. Those soups, delicious. If that had been served to me in a restaurant with some fancy bread, I would have gone, that's a real nice soup. So portion is about a cup size, I guess, but it is only a lunch, it's not a main meal, so I can't be mad about that. I might have it alongside my bagel, maybe put a bit of bacon and a little bit of cheese in it, or fried egg, and have that on the side as well. Moving on to this Mongolian beef. OM freaking G. So good. I've tasted it. So good. So good. It's sweet and it's got a nice twang to it. I put some green onions on there and some sesame seeds as well. So good. And then I've also got another batch of my fat bombs. And half of them are butterscotch flavour from the flavourings I got from eBay. And the rest are... Chocolate had goji berries in it. I didn't realise. So I was like, oh, that's what these little pink bits are. So I put cherry bakewell in there. So it's kind of cherry berries kind of thing. Not sure how it's going to be, but we'll see. So they are going to all go in the freezer. That'll last me about a month. And that is it. So if you like the look of this, slam a like on this video. If any of this has inspired you, hopefully it has. Let me know what you're going to give a go. I heartily recommend basically everything. It's all delicious. It's probably one of my best weeks in a very long time, so I'm really chuffed. This one's definitely a good dump and go freezer meal, because you can literally put everything into a bag and shove it in the slow cooker. Awesome stuff. And again, you could triple batch cook these bagels, and again, you could freeze them absolutely fine. And this soup, next time I'm making it, I'm making 2 or 3 times the batch. Paul is very kindly going to get me a new pan, because that pan is lovely. It was a gift, and I haven't got a proper size pan, so Paul's going to get one for my birthday, so I'll be testing it out, I am sure, with some more of this soup for the freezer. I'm absolutely stoked to go. I think these were 3, this was 4, that was 2.5, and they are 2 carbs each, so it's a quite reasonably carbed food for the week. And that's me done for the week. It's about 2 hours of meal prep for me. And I'm just feel like I'm really set for the week. The food looks absolutely great. I'm very excited for this week's food. Food is brilliant. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. I hope this has been helpful. If you're not already, please press that subscribe button and that thumbs up. And I will see you guys for my weigh-in and my next grocery haul. I think I'm going to go to Aldi again and see if I can get some nice meat again. And get some more bargains, because that's been really helpful this week. And obviously I've saved money on this week's meal prep. So I'll see you for my grocery haul as well. And then next week's meal preps. It might be just a recipe next week to help me get through some of my meal preps. I'm not sure. But let me know what you think below. And I will see you guys in the next one.